Do you like chickens? How about chicken pot pie? How about chicken nuggets?
Chicken train, running all day. Chicken train, running all day. Chicken train, running all day. Can't get on, can't get off. Chicken train, take the chickens away.
Okay, so we are out here again. Hold on, I gotta flip around here and show you guys. This is kind of neat. I get out here this morning and it's in the 60s, probably 62, 63 degrees, and the mountain. We got some rain last night, and the mountain is just kind of socked in. It's gorgeous. Still nice and green out here. We saw our first grasshoppers yesterday out here on the pasture, so I'm hoping that we're hoping that's a sign of things to come. So here's what I'm going to do. I brought out with me the first run or first batch of the fermented feed, and we're going to feed it to only one tractor. We're going to see if there's a noticeable difference, if we can cut down on the dry feed that we're giving them. And I think what we've decided, just overall, I think this first tractor here, it's the farthest west tractor, and I think that's what we're going to feed it. Now I brought a tray out that I'm gonna hang up in there, hopefully hang up in there, and hopefully I can get that feed in there, and those birds will make the most of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and still feed them their regular ration, and I'm just gonna see how much more is left in that bucket versus these other two buckets at the end of the day. So they're not really clamoring. I don't know why they're not just crazy hungry, but maybe because it's a little cooler this morning or overcast. But we are going to get these birds fed. We're going to get them watered, and I will check back in with you shortly. Okay, so this is what the fermented feed looks like. It probably could go one more day, but I'm wanting to get the rotation right in those three buckets to where every day I have one coming available. So, and this is a little less than what we had ultimately hoped for, because I spilled a little bit of it the other day rototilling. So we're going to take it in here, we're going to drop it in that tray, and just see what they do with it. Hey birds, hey birds. Okay, so they really seem to be enjoying this, and proof positive of this is they're all at the trough, and very few of them. As a matter of fact, I can only see one that's eating at the dry feeder. So fingers crossed this is a way, because so there's 3 full scoops or 9 there's 9 quarts of feed in that feeder. This started out as 4.5 quarts of feed, but I'll bet it's about 6 quarts right now. So I'll bet at the whole, if I had not spilled that and dumped that out, I bet it would be, I would bet it would be 9 to 12 quarts of actual feed because it swelled so much. And they, like I said, they seem to be enjoying it. They're hopefully it turns into a better source of feed for them, because it will ultimately cut our feed costs. And if it benefits them, then that's a win-win. So I'm going to shake loose here. I've got everybody figured out, everybody watered, everybody fed. My water just started running over there, so I got one more water to put back in here. So I'm going to shake loose, and I will check in with you guys this afternoon. But James, what about the turkeys? Yeah, I haven't forgot about the turkeys. What happened was I walked out here bright and early to check on our turkey friends here in the brooder, and I recorded a whole discussion about how one of our friends was on his back and couldn't flip over, so I had to flip him over, only to realize that there was no SD card in the camera, no memory card in the camera. So I went out on the pasture with the chickens, put the SD card in, and now we're back here checking on our friends. Now, they've already been fed, they've already been watered, and we are going to move on with our day. So I just wanted to let you guys know the turkeys are good. We're still sitting at 9 turkeys, and they seem to be doing okay. So we will check back in with you guys this afternoon. Stand by. Okay, so here we are back out on the pasture. It's cool. We just had a storm that blew through. We were actually on our way out here. We were on our way out here to move these tractors, and Mandy said, hey, let's grab a bite to eat and wait the storm out. So we did, and nice thing is it's really dry, but it's really cool. We're on the tail end of this storm, and it's cold. You can look here, and they're all hunkered in, trying to stay as warm as they possibly can, which not a problem for these birds. They have a really high body temperature. So what I'm really excited to see is this over here. Look at this. This is fun. So Mandy was not with me this morning. She was on her way to work. So I fed the first batch of fermented feed. And so that tray, that little feeder was full this morning.
The whole thing?
Yeah, it was full.
Wow.
And so they've eaten most of it. But I'm curious to see how much feed is in that barrel versus how much was in that trough. So we're going to pull that out of there and we'll look at it.
Are we letting them all out?
Might as well.
Hi, baby.
All right, for full documentation purposes, that's about a scoop and a half right there, maybe 2 scoops is what that is. I bet it's a scoop and a half is what I'm going to go with. So we'll look at the other ones and see how much is left in them. I'm guessing, and I'm actually hoping less, because that'll mean that the fermented feed is working. So let's get these birds out, let's get this tractor moved, and then we'll look at some of those other feeders. Stand by. Okay, so here is the next one. Let's okay, so quite a bit less feed in there than there was the last one. Makes sense that there would be more feed in there than the other one because I fed them more, but still, we're gonna keep gauging this and see where this ends up. We'll look at that next one and see if we can come up with a hypothesis. Okay, so here is the third and final tractor. There's about a half a scoop left in there. So I don't know how we'll alter that next batch of feed, but we are going to do something because there was quite a bit more in there. So, and there's still some left in that trough. So some of the fermented feed. So we'll figure that out tonight, and we'll report back to you in the morning on that. Okay, so we have all 3 of the tractors moved. Now that farthest east tractor, the one on your right, is kind of at a wonky angle, so Mandy really had to block that thing up and slide some wood underneath it. Mandy's philosophy is if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. So she went ahead and overdid that. So now we've got to go to the lumber yard and buy 640 feet of 2x6s so that I don't know what her plan is, but they're all blocked up and she's happy for the moment and the chickens are happy and I'm happy. So we are going to shake loose. We're going to go home and we're going to check on our little friends in the brooder, and we are going to call it an evening. So Wyoming James, Powder River Mandarin, checking out from another day on the Urban Micro Farm. Adios.
Chicken train running all day, can't get on, can't get off.